Hey guys, it's Wendy here with Wendy's Plans, and today I thought I would first show you the inks that are my favorites that I use, and then what all I have packed to come with me. Let me just show you everything I've packed because I'm not going to swatch the ones that are this in my bag that I keep my inks in. I'll show you my bag also. This is just a clear plastic, like you'd put your creams and lotions, toothbrush, toothpaste, that kind of stuff to travel with. So that is what I keep everything in. I just like that it has that protection of being plastic. These are the ones that I have opted not to swatch. And this is from my Diamine ink vent calendar from a couple years ago, and it's all the best. And I like it. I don't use it as much. I find the Diamine inks are a little wet for me. And then I have a Ferris wheel press. I don't remember something forest. I don't remember the name of this one. I love this ink, but I don't like the shimmer. I am not somebody that likes a shimmer, and this one, as you can see, it settles, and it settles really quickly. I find it harder to clean my fountain pens. I don't like it. I just don't like that. But if I'm using a dip pen, I don't mind using it because it's not going to clog up my pens. And then the other two that I have are just basic inks. This is a green, which is the Iro Suzuku Shin Yuku. I don't know if I'm even anywhere close. And the Takisumi. This is the black and this is a green. And you can tell it by the stripe on the bottom of the bottle. I'm not going to show you those because these are just basic ink colors that everybody has, black and whatever. I am going to show you the Budo and the Konpeki. The Konpeki is just a beautiful shade of blue. It is really pretty. This one is a purple, pink, dark, kind of like a burgundy. So we're going to show you those. So you will see a trend as you did, and I will link up at the top my favorite fountain pens. I will leave that up at the top. But I have favorite inks also, and I will show you those. My very favorite ink, I have to say, is probably the Iro Suzuku by Pilot. And I'm going to turn this just a little bit so I can show you. We're going to swatch it here, and I'm going to show you the ones that I have. First of all, I have the two that I showed you, which is the Konpeki and the Yamabudo. I like the Kosamusu. I don't know if I'm even close. And the Yuyake. This is an orange. It's a beautiful. And I like on all their bottles, they have the color down on the bottom. I love that. And guys, I have been wanting this. I've had it in samples. I've had it other ways, but I needed a brown because I love the brown inks. And this is the Yamaguri. And I haven't even opened it. I just got it. So I'm anxious to see that. So I have had it in, like I said, in other like samples and stuff like that. And I know I like it. Now, I have two sizes of inks. I have the 15 and I have the 50. Ideally for traveling, I would like to have these in the bigger bottles in the smaller, but sometimes you can find the smaller sizes like these. I think I actually got these from Goulet Pens, I believe. But I have found it when I'm in fountain pen shops and stuff that they have the bigger bottles like these. It's harder to travel with the bigger bottles, but I do get more ink. You are going to see too that I use these two bottles a lot. So the ink is down to here in this bottle. I don't I wish I could show you without tilting it, but the ink is like, I'm going to put my finger where it is and I'm going to tilt the bottle. It's to there. So I have used, and it's in both of them. It's the same. I use these inks every time I clean a pen. I go back and put those two inks in the pens. Just saying. Love those. And then this is, and as you can see, it's to the top in this bottle that I just bought. Okay, so let's get to swatching. I am going to start with, I should have got a cup of water to clean my tip in. Let me run and do that. I'm trying to be very respectful of somebody else's home and where I'm filming my ink swatch. So let me run and grab a cup of water. I'll be right back. I am going to start with the Konpeki. This is just a, to me, this is just such a, you can tell it when you open the top and the on the inside. It's just a really pretty blue. And I'm just going to say dip pen. It's such a really pretty color. And this is the and I think what I'm going to do is just swatch it to the side. Shouldn't have made the boxes big. I am using the Wonderland 222 notebook, and it does have the Tomoe River paper in it. Okay, so that is such, it is just a really beautiful blue color. I did in my water put just a teeny bit of the Monteverde pen flush in it, so it would help me keep the nib clean. So that is the Konpeki. We're going to try the Yamabudro next. And I know it's the dip pen, so and the Irisazuku. I'm just going to put the color, and then when I change inks, I will put that in there. Ooh, this is going to get all over me. It once it starts thinning out some, you will see it does have a pink undertone, but it's kind of like it's a purple pink. It is just a really pretty color. I got ink on my fingers too, guys. It is just once they dry that you can really tell the colors. Alrighty, let me put the top back on this. And then we are going to the bigger bottles. You know what? Let's just go ahead and swatch all of them. I said I wasn't going to, but we'll swatch all of them. This green to me reminds me of like an evergreen tree. It's it's an emerald, but it has a blue undertone to it. And I love to use this color during the Christmas holidays. And I do have it inked in one of my fountain pens. Currently. And then this is the Takasumi, which I believe is the black. Yeah. Well, this might be the gray. It's definitely the black. But it is just such a pretty black ink. It is just your straight up, when you want a black ink, it's the perfect ink. Okay, those are the 4 smaller bottles that I have. Now I am going to grab the bigger ones. This is the Yuyake. This orange is just, it's the perfect orange, guys. This dip pen is really scratchy, and that's the reason I don't use it unless I'm just sampling pens. But it is just a perfect orange. It's a little bit of a yellow red undertone to it. I guess it does, Wendy, because that makes it orange. But it's got a, you can see a little bit of the yellow, but you can still see the red in it too, is what I'm trying to say. I love it in the fall. During like Thanksgiving, Halloween, I always keep it inked. And then this is the Kusumusu. This is a perfect pink. It is just perfect. It's kind of, it reminds me of almost like a Barbie pink, a little bit darker than a Barbie pink. It's just a good, you can see a little bit of an orange undertone to it. It's just a really good everyday pink. When you're writing with it, it does come out a lot more pink than with the undertone to it. So now this is the brown. And again, I haven't even opened this one. It is a dark brown. I think you can see the brown better if I do it over here like this, so it's not as saturated. But it is just a perfect brown. When you're writing, it's not as dense, so it's where this is. I think once this dries, you'll be able to see that it is a brown. It's just a really pretty brown. Okay. Now, I'm going to skip in between these and go to my Visconti. I had never tried a Visconti ink. And when I got my pen, she allowed me to pick any kind that I wanted or any color. And so this is the one that I chose, and I'm going to do dip pen Visconti. And this is Souvenir du Mauve. This is a purple pink also. But it is gorgeous. Now, I can tell you when I get to Vanessa pens, if they have the green that I liked, I will have it. I do like this ink. It really, it has a lot of depth to the color. I love it. And I think they have some really pretty colors in this line. And I do want to expand into the Visconti inks. Now, we're going to go to probably my second favorite inks, and they are the Sailor inks. And all the inks I have bought, with the exception of one of the Sailor inks, is the Cheery. This is one of the state inks. This is Iowa. I wasn't buying it for the state. I was buying it for the color because I'd been looking for a yellow with a deep enough that you could see it when you're writing with it. So we'll start with this. Some of these I have taken out of the boxes, some I have not. I don't know why I keep some of them in there, but you can see I have been using this one too. So there you go. I am going to, let's start with that one because it's a different ink, and I'm just going to put this as Sailor State ink. This is it's just a really pretty yellow, and I have difficulties with yellow inks because I feel like they just disappear on the page. And this one had enough depth to the color that even with a fine pen you could see it. I would prefer to use it in a medium nib because I feel like the medium allows enough ink to, it just puts a little bit more ink down on the paper. So that is the Iowa. I'm loving the color of that one. And then now we're going to go into the, I don't know if I'm saying it right, Cheery inks. These are all dye inks. I don't know if that makes any difference. I mean, to me, I just like the ink. If I like it, I like it. But this is more of a burgundy. And it doesn't have a color on it, and I'm going to put, I need to use my lens and figure out the names of these, and then I'll write it under them, but this is a burgundy. It is just such a pretty red burgundy ink. I use this one a lot, and it does have a brownish undertone to the red, but it is such a pretty color. And I'm going to show you the top. It's such a pretty red. Now we are going to, I don't want to turn the page until they've all dried, so we're just going to come to this page. We'll work backwards. And this is a green. It does have more of a blue undertone to it, but it is, I keep saying that. These are my favorites because I just think they, which is why these are the only inks I brought with me on the road. I limit myself so I can't have too many pens inked. I really can't have too many pens inked, but it's just a good combination. And this is kind of a, I'm going to put blue, but it's more of a blue green. It, it when it dries you will see, but it's more of a blue green than it is a blue. And I'm not sure how to describe the next one. It's kind of a purple, but not. It's more of a gray purple. The way this one's drying, it makes it look brown, but I promise you it is a burgundy. And I think I have it in my Twisby. And it really does look brown on the screen, but it is truly a really beautiful burgundy ink. So let's turn this around. I am going to move all of this off, and then I will show you the colors on the page. Okay, guys. Let's see if I can move these mostly out of the way. I did not show you these two, but I don't use those very often. Okay, so these are the inks that I use. Let's see if I can come in a little bit closer for you. There you go. But this is the Konpeki. It's not like a ink like a big pen blue. It's just a really soft, beautiful blue. The Boudreaux, the Yama Boudreaux, which is, you can see it. It's got a little bit of gold sheening to it, which just makes it really pretty. The Shinruku is like an emerald green. Takasumi is black. Yuyake is this beautiful orange. The Kosumusu is just a really pretty pink. It's kind of like a hot pink. Yamaguri is the brown. If you look at the writing, you can really tell it. I'm going to bring it up because it's showing black on the screen. But if you look here, you can tell that it is a brown. And then this is the Visconti. It is just, it's kind of a purple pink. And then the Iowa of the States, it's a yellow with a little bit of orange undertone to it. So it really, you can see it on the page. And then this is a burgundy. I know it looks brown, but it is burgundy. This green is more of, let me bring it up so you can see it. It's more like an olive green. The blue is, you can see it on the, it's got a little bit of a pink shimmer underneath it. And then this is a purple, which is more of a gray purple. Those are my favorite inks, guys. I absolutely love these colors. They're the ones that I packed to take with me on the road. So these are all the inks that I carry with me. I had a ton of vials of the sample inks. I gifted those to my sister because I just did not have room to carry all of that. And so I am probably, more than likely, when I see her again, will gift her these two inks. I don't use them, and so I need to get rid of them. So, guys, if I decide to ship some of my excess stationery supplies, they may go into that. But I will let you know before I leave this location, if I'm going to do that. Alrighty, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. These are my very favorites. They're the only ones that I packed to go with me. And ideally, I would rather have my larger bottles of these in this size. But, guys, you got to take what you can get. So, I hope you enjoyed it. And until next time, guys, leave me an ink swatch down below. Bye-bye.